Welcome, everyone, to today's live stream of Solasta 2 into early access. We played the demo here on the channel, and now we're going to go into early access. There's a wealth of information that Tactical Adventures has put out on their website concerning the early access and what it's going to entail. But it is a few hours of Act 1. It includes 4 classes at the start, possibly a 5th. They were still kind of ambiguous about that. But the main 4, the 4 classics, the fighter, the cleric, the rogue, and the wizard are all going to be available at the start. Not all of the subclasses are going to be available, but they're going to be working through some of that stuff, and we'll see if they put out new early access content as we go. So the intent is that we finish up Solasta, Crown of the Magister here today, no matter how long it takes. I don't think it's going to take all that much longer than usual. We may be able to finish it inside the live stream time. And then we immediately roll this live stream spot into Solasta 2 early access. And we'll probably be doing a few playthroughs there on it. And then at the same time we start that, we're going to start Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on Sunday. So that time slot will open back up again, and we'll move into a playthrough of KCD 2. That's kind of the plan here. We'll see how well it goes and how well the early access turns out from Solasta 2, and that will determine how long we're going to keep going on playthroughs of early access. So stay tuned. The game is going to drop Thursday of this coming week, or early access is going to drop Thursday of this week, and then this Saturday live stream at 10 a.m., which will be Central Daylight Time. At that point, it will be GMT -5 next week as my area of the United States moves into daylight savings time for the Solasta 2 early access. So hope to see you there. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a note about it, and I'll answer anything about the Solasta 2 early access that I can. So I think that's it on admin notes. So on our recap, at the end of last week's episode, we finished up on the Eastern Front, and we had made our way back to White Rock City, and we got a quest to go retrieve the Guardian. Now, we know the Guardian's a weapon. We don't know if that's a person or if it's a physical object. We know it's a weapon, and we've been tasked to head back to Termavalen to recover it. And let's go ahead and jump in here, because I did do some things off stream that we need to talk about. I said I was going to be doing it last week. So let's take a look at that real quick before we go. Okay, so here we are. Let's take a look at our inventory real quick. So a couple of things that I did, I went through and sold everything. All of my crafting ingredients, all of my extra primed gear, all of my magical items that I'm not going to need. I went and sold it all. That freed up some carry weight. It also got me some gold to make a couple of purchases. The other thing I did is that M reminded me that the attunement rule that I changed in the settings for the unfinished business mod allowed me to do a 5th attunement at level 18. Since we made level 18 last week, I had forgotten to attune my 5th item. So I've gone and redone my attunements. So Anvil is does have resistance to cold damage. I wanted to reattune to get resistance to cold damage on everybody that I could, and that's part of why some of these attunement changes have happened. But because we have a 5th slot, I've opened that back up to a +1 to all saving throws and +1 to AC from both of the rings that I have here. So my standing armor class is 29 right now here. So on Rudi, I attuned the Dragon Plate armor. This has resistance to fire, acid, slashing, and poison. It does not have resistance to cold. So I added in resistance to cold from the Boots of the Winterlands. I will be removing this after I'm done with this fight, but I did keep all the rings. So I have the ability to swap my resistances out with attunements as necessary. And I did reattune the Cloak of Protection, so his standing armor class is 28. As far as M goes, the only change that I still need to make here is I need to attune the Boots of the Winterlands. I just forgot to do it. It's going to be the one that I'm going to use for this fight, and then I will turn or put him back on the bracers of defense. So his standing armor class will be 25. As far as Sharon, she does not have a resistance to cold. However, the Staff of Metis allows her to cast elemental resistance, and that lasts for a minute, which is 10 turns. So I will just cast that before I go into the fight. I used her extra attunement slot here for a Wand of the War Mage +3. I bought this from a vendor. It gets me +3 to my spell attack, so it's +3 to all of my Eldritch Blasts that I'm using. What I might do is, depending upon the fight, I can swap that out for either the Cloak Ubiquity or the Circular Blasting as necessary, or for any of the rings that she might need for her resistances. But for now, we all have cold resistance. She'll be able to cast it, and we're going to need that as we head out here. Okay, so we need to go up to Turvamalin here. Okay, so in here we need to talk to Gilmar. So Gilmar's just straight up here.
Keskainen.
Come on, don't give me the title. I'm not Brodier.
Congratulations on your election.
Thanks.
We're here for the Guardian.
I knew it would happen.
Do you know where it is?
I do. And you'll need this to open the way. Return it when you're done.
Okay, and that gets us the Keskainen Claw Amulet. And now we need to head down into the city. I'm going to stop off here real quick and see if Grimhild has something.
Well met, heroes of the Rift.
What do you have to sell?
Okay. Okay, and I'm swapping that out for the bag of holding.
Well met, heroes of the Rift.
What
And
do you
I'm
have
gonna
to sell?
sell off the handy haversack. Okay. Alright, so we are ready to go, so let's head down here.
Are you happy now? Mavardmikind is but a glorified ship.
Okay, now down here you can see that we need to head through here. Okay. Now there's going to be something about that. You can see we have some Perlevan guards down here. Okay, we have a Perlevan sharpshooter here. Okay, now you remember the Perlevan. We ran into them when they were setting up a clandestine heat generator, and we stopped that from happening. Okay, so they're probably... It probably gives you a hint that something is up here. So what I'm going to do... is kind of get ready here, because you're going to be dropped into a fight as soon as you go in here, as soon as you open this door. So you can see on the other side we've got a spell master and a sharpshooter here. Okay, you can't pause in time. You're just going to drop right into it. Okay, now it's not that difficult a fight at the end of the day, but you do want to focus on the spellmaster. The two guards, not really a big deal. The sharpshooters, again, not really a big deal. It's the spellmaster that you want to worry about. Oh, that's a crit.
Take that, you fiend!
You shouldn't need to smite for any of the enemies here.
Not bad, eh?
Okay, so M should be able to take out the sharpshooter here. Go with the flurry of blows.
You like that?
Okay. And now we just have the two guards left here. And they're going to have to dash to get to me. But they're going to have action surge when they get there. So I'm going to leave Rudi down here. And then let's just move Sharon out here. We'll get Malediction up.
Solasta, Angel, Minure. Solasta, Evo, Malmis.
Too slow.
Now, whichever way they go, they're going to be dashing. And they shouldn't be able to reach any of us. Okay, Perfect. Okay, so now we can move in.
One foe down.
Okay. No need to use action surge here. I can get all the way down here because without dashing, because monk OP.
Go to hell.
Perfect.
What was that?
Looks like House Perlevin is not happy with how things turned out for them.
Okay, so we're going to go back and just loot a little bit here. There's not going to be anything really special in any of this. And at this point in the game, you don't really have to loot anything unless you're just desperately in need of gold or something to get potions or scrolls or something for the final battle. Okay, and here's Bera. Saw her before, and now we're gonna head down here into the well. We've been here before. Okay, so down here, where do we go? Well, if you remember, there was a specific location that we were not able to get into when we were down here last time. And that was this door. And well, now this door is available to us, and from here, definitely want to take a short rest, get my hit points back up to maximum. Okay, and I want to drop a save so that I'm ready for this fight in here. This fight can be a little tricky depending upon what level you are and how well you have prepared for it. But I don't think we're going to have any trouble here. One thing that you definitely want to do is have some access to fire weapons if you have them. I do in a couple of locations. I'm dealing fire damage here with Anvil. I can change my my elemental type on my Eldritch Blast to fire here, so I want Fiery Blast active. Okay. There's also a feat that you could take to change the elemental, to add and change elemental type to damage. I don't have that in mine. That's actually the Way of the Open Hand monk, but you can get portions of it through a feat as well. And I don't need anything here, but if I do want to do it, I can cast Branding Smite. Thought it was somewhere in here. Maybe it's not. Maybe I only have that on my... Yeah, I only have it on my bard as well. But some way to cast fire damage is going to be useful during this fight.
That place
Okay, so you're
looks
instantly going to
cold.
become chilled.
Strange considering we're near the
Okay.
lava tunnels.
Okay, and there is Guardian. Okay. Now I'm going to cast Elemental Resistance here. And I'm going to immediately pick up Guardian. And you're going to get dropped into a fight. Now, the ice elementals are tricky. In that, one, there's a bunch of them. Okay, you can see there are 5 scattered out here. But it might not be all that difficult to deal with them depending upon your initiative order. We have banishment, so we can get rid of a few of them right off the bat. And we will definitely be removing these 2 at the back, at the very least, just to get rid of them from the fight and secure this back area here. But the other thing that's happening is that we have a large white dragon in this fight. Now, large white dragons, and we don't know anything about them. This is the first time we've seen one. Dragons obviously have legendary resistance. They have a cold breath weapon that is basically a 70-foot cone of cold with increased damage. And it hits pretty hard and can do enough damage to auto-remove concentration in certain instances. So we want to make sure that we're separating our characters, and if we're going to cast banishment, moving Sharon back out of the way so that hopefully that cone attack doesn't hit her while it does hit other people. So let's kind of not focus on these 2 back here. Sharon's going to be casting banishment on them. So let's kind of move our way out here and ready up some actions for our next turn. Okay, so we want to be able to move. Actually, I think I want to move just straight up here toward the front. Okay, M is going to still move up here and cast darkness, because when the ice elementals come in, we want them to have disadvantage on their attacks. Okay, now Sharon here. So I can now see all 3 of them. So let's cast banishment. And I will quicken this. Actually, let's cancel, and we'll go with these 2.
Solasta, avio, malis.
Okay, as long as she maintains concentration, those 2 are not going to be able to do anything. So now we're going to move her kind of back out of the way here. I'll still be able to see that other elemental over there. And let's cast a cantrip here. Now, the ice elementals are vulnerable to fire damage.
Got ya.
So that took off 96 hit points. I was actually hoping I'd get a kill there. I think I am going to use Time Warp.
Solasta Evo. Malmis. Ha! That must have hurt.
Okay. So that got rid of that one. Now, these elementals are more likely to head this way and head down toward them instead of Sharon. They're going to be dashing either way. And I'm going to get up here.
Arcana Evo. Malmis. I trained hard for this.
Okay, now here comes the dragon. Okay, so here's his breath weapon. It's going to hit Sharon. And she lost her concentration. So these two are back in the fight now. So let's go beat up on a large white dragon. That's what we need to do here. Okay. So I do have Branding Smite here. Oh yeah, Branding Smite is not the one I need. That's radiant damage. Let's just do a Divine Smite there. I actually missed my Divine Smite last time. Well, Action Surge. Of course.
That's the way.
Okay, I made up for it with a crit. Here's his legendary action. And again, he's got a standing armor class of 28. Okay, so let's move the darkness. He's going to be immune to cold damage from the staff, but why is he... I'm not blinded.
Well done.
So he's done. Okay, so let's again throw out Banishment. We'll quicken it.
Solasta Avio. Malmis.
So maybe we can get a kill here.
Solasta Evo. Malmis.
Outstanding.
Too slow.
And good. He went after my Bard with that armor class of 29. Good luck.
Ooh.
Okay, and let's drop some damage on the last ice elemental here. I don't need any flourishes. How about a level 7 Divine Smite? First time we've seen one. Okay. And there's a nat 20.
Death reaches out for you.
Okay. So preparation and the banishment spell can go a long way to giving you success in that fight. Okay, but it's really the large white dragon that you need to be the most worried about, and that's simply because it can break your concentration so easily with its breath weapon. Okay. We do have an item over here, and you can pick this item up before you go into this fight if you want. It's just not something that I needed, and that's the Dwarven Warhammer.
Arcana Evo Oculus.
Okay, and that's Glacier. And this is why I didn't need it for this fight. It does 2d8 additional cold damage. So this is a Warhammer, which means it is a versatile weapon. Your strength score is 21 while you're wielding it once you attune to it. Cold damage is cut in half. So that's the only reason that you would use it, but all the enemies in here are immune to cold. So the additional damage doesn't really do a whole lot, but the resistance may be useful. But being able to cast Ice Storm, Cone of Cold, Sleet Storm, and Cold Shield once per day is pretty impressive. So if I compare that to Skull Cleaver, so here it's Constitution 21 versus Strength 21. Initiative is increased by 3, which is really, really nice, and casting haste once per day. 2d8 bludgeoning damage with Skull Cleaver versus 2d8 fire or cold damage with Glacier. Now, where we're going here in a little bit, one of the fights, cold damage, is going to be useful, so I'm going to keep Glacier on my Paladin, just so that we can reattune to it at a later point. But now that I no longer need the cold resistance, I'm going to put Boots of the First Strike back on here, and I'm going to redo his attunement real quick to get the Gauntlets of Ogre Power back on. I'm probably going to readjust that, though, come to think of it. Now, he has fire resistance here. He's got fire resistance and poison resistance. I'm not going to have necrotic damage, so I think I will just put the Gauntlets of Ogre Power back on here. Let me take a short rest. I'll just redo his attunements. Well, I'll redo a couple. So, his attunements, let's get rid of the Boots of the Winterlands. And we'll add in the Gauntlets of Ogre Power. Don't think we need to change anything here. For M, it's the same way. Add in the Bracers of Defense. And then Sharon is fine with this. Okay. So let's head back up, because we need to return the claw to Gilmar. Okay, it looks like we forgot to loot this. I don't think there's anything really in it. Yeah, there's not. Okay, so here's Gilmar. Let's talk to him.
Ah, do you have it?
We do. But we ran into a bit of trouble at that old temple.
Like what?
A white dragon and a few of its friends.
By the gods! You speak of it like it was a routine encounter.
Come to think of it, it certainly wasn't our first dragon.
And you're humble too.
Here, your amulet. And thanks again.
You are most welcome, my friends.
Now Gorm will be able to summon the chiefs for the election.
I know. I'll be waiting for the call.
We'll see you there then. Stay in the light.
Okay, and that's taken us up to Living Legend here with the clans. Now, we need to return to Gorm. That's going to set us down a path that I want to check on something first. Because we're pretty close to 19. To level 19. Whoops, this isn't where we needed to go. We need to go the other way. Now I want to check on something. If I can fast travel out somewhere else, I can travel out here. 5 days. Seven days. I would like to fast travel out and see if I can get some random encounters. So I fast travel out, fast travel back. I could travel to Kalpapunki and then use the major gate to get back and see if I get any encounters there. I could even travel to the ruins of Telema. That's 14 days times 4 is 64, so I'd have enough to do it. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to fast travel out there and see if I can get any random encounters. I'm just going to pop in here real quick and save. Because we're not going to be leaving White Rock City again. And once we get in there, it's going to set us down a path of no return, and there's not going to be any long rests once we've done it. So we won't have an opportunity to level up. So let me just drop a save here. I didn't get an opportunity to do this in my personal playthrough, and I kind of regretted it. So let me see if I can just travel back to Telema here. And let's see if we get any random encounters. Okay, good. So we got this one. So this is probably going to push us up to level 19. And if I can get a couple more, then maybe the first fight I have before I get to the point of no return would up me to 20. I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and ambush some elementals and an ice golem. And it looks like hopefully we have the high ground here in this one. Do. Okay, so the elementals are both over here, so we're just gonna move up, wait for them to get a little closer. We're gonna dash. Now the ice elemental is going to dash and fly up here. This one, I just needed to get closer. Perfect. Golem's a long way away. We're going to... Can't hit him.
You have them now.
Okay, Sharon's going to do her usual.
Solasta, Abio, Malmis.
Okay, I was hoping I'd be able to move farther than that. Okay, so I can see him here. And for this, let's check my invocations. Fiery Blast is fine. You do not want Psychic. Golems are immune to psychic damage.
Solasta, Evo, Malmis.
Harder!
Why did he get a 0 there? Don't know why.
Lucky? Perhaps.
Okay, we'll just ready up that cantrip then. backward. Okay, so for Sharon here. Let's see if we can push him off that cliff.
Solasta, hero. Touche.
Is repelling blast not on? That's unfortunate. But I guess I can do it here since I didn't quicken that. Alright, we don't need to
like
anyway.
it?
He's dead. Oh no, he's not. Well, he's going to be once the curse of time kicks in. So I shouldn't need to do anything here.
And the winner is me.
Okay, and that did get me a level up. Okay, and let's continue our long rest, and we will level up here. Now, 19, I don't think gets me a lot, but I was not able to do this level up in my personal playthrough, so... Okay, so again, we'll level up my Bard and my Paladin here in a bit. So we'll start with him here, Pure Monk, again at level 19. Okay, so he's going to get an additional feat here. Do I have that in my list? Oh, I do have that in my list. So, I'm not entirely sure... Let me see. Okay, so I can do this, because there aren't any feats that I really want him to take, but let's take a... There's one that I want to look at. And... I don't know which one it's going to be in. Okay, here it is. So, Elemental Touch. So, the first time each turn that you deal damage with an unarmed attack or a weapon, you deal additional fire damage equal to your proficiency bonus. So, you have fire, lightning, cold, acid, or necrotic damage. Or poison damage, my fault. So, I can gain an additional +6 damage on the first attack I make in any turn with this. Or I could up my wisdom to 24. That would up this to +7, and my constitution to 20, and up this to +5. So I'd gain more hit points. I'd gain additional unarmored defense, so my armor class would go up again. I think I'm going to do that. So let's change this to ability score. I'm at 24 and 174 hit points. It's up wisdom by 1 and constitution by 1. And then Sharon stays as a warlock for 19. And for her, she's going to get something pretty good. So she does get another Eldritch Invocation, which I'll take. She also gets Mystic Arcanum at 8th level. And this is impressive. So we're not going to unlearn any invocations. As far as her class invocations go, they are entirely... all of them are entirely available to her now. Shroud of Shadow is really good. You can cast invisibility at will without expending a spell slot. When I played my Eldritch Blast Sorlock in tabletop, I took Shroud of Shadow. Being able to gain that advantage on that attack, that next attack coming out of invisibility because you are invisible in tabletop is huge. I have so many different ways of getting advantage here that I'm not really worried about, but it is a really, really good one. If you get up here and you're a Pact of the Blade, gaining an additional +1 to attack and damage is pretty good. And the change of Carcery is stupidly overpowered. It allows you to cast Hold Monster at will. Now you need to have Pact of the Chain for this, which in my opinion can, in tabletop, can gimp you a little bit. Followers in tabletop are not nearly as overpowered as they can be in some of these games, in some of the CRPGs. But this is the payoff, basically, for Pact of the Chain. Being able to cast Hold Monster at will is, without expending a spell slot or material components on any Celestial, Fiend, or Elemental, is just stupidly overpowered. But for me, I'm going to... let me look around here and see... yeah, I think I just want to add in another type of blast here. So I can do fire damage, I can do acid damage, poison damage, or necrotic damage. And I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm going to be vulnerable. I think I'm going to change to chilling, or add chilling blast. Because I think I might have some enemies that are vulnerable to that here in the final setup. So here's my Mystic Arcanum. So level 8 Mystic Arcanum is starting to get into the really, really cool stuff. Dominate monster, you can control over an enemy creature of any type. You take control of it. Now, it is a wisdom saving throw, and it inflicts mind dominated, and this lasts for an hour. So that's a long time in tabletop. So as long as they're not immune to it, it's amazing. Unfortunately, in this game, a lot of the enemies are immune to it. The game has kind of done that intentionally, I think. Feeble Mind is great. On a failed save, the creature's intelligence, charisma, and wisdom scores become 1, and it is unable to cast spells. And this lasts for 1 minute, which is 10 rounds. A round is 6 seconds in the game. The target takes 46 psychic damage and must make an intelligence saving throw. Intelligence saving throws, normally the enemies we face have low saves to that. But being able to lose all of your bonuses to your saving throws because you have low ability scores and not being able to cast any spells, Feeble Mind is just amazing. It's a must-have spell in tabletop. Glibness is, even in tabletop, a stupid spell to put up here. I've only seen this even come into play one time in tabletop. Until the spell ends, when you make a charisma check, and I did this, or I didn't do it. I saw it on a bard in our party. He needed to have a 30 to pass a charisma check to avoid a huge fight. And he had glibness, so he replaced the number roll with a 15, and with his bonuses was able to get a plus 16, and that got him a 31. The DM was so upset because this carefully crafted fight that he had set up for us was able to be completely avoided by a bard using glibness. But other than that, I've just never seen it be of any use. At level 8, I just don't think it's useful. Maddening Darkness is great as long as you also find some way to hold people in it. So you take 68 psychic damage on a failed wisdom throw every time that you're in it. And it's a big spell. It's a 60-foot radius. And you can cast it way out there too. So it's got a large range. It lasts for 10 minutes. So creatures are blinded. It puts out any lights. It extinguishes any light sources in the area. Just like Darkness, it blocks any arrows or bolts. So all the same as Darkness, except it does 68 psychic damage on a failed saving throw. And last is Power Word Stun. So this is the first of the power words that you're going to see. Power Word Stun, you overwhelm the mind of one creature you can see within range. If it has 150 hit points or less, it's immediately stunned. There's no saving throw on the first turn for it. They're just stunned. Okay. Now, at the end of each of its turns after that, it has a chance to make a Constitution saving throw. Power Word Stun is great when you just absolutely need to eliminate an enemy from a fight. And it is I'm pretty sure it's the one, it's the one that we're going to go with here for it. Now remember, with Mystic Arcanum, these spells you can cast once per long rest without using a spell slot. Okay. Boy, I would really like to see if there's something I can dominate, though. Because I took Power Word Stun in my personal playthrough. Because you dominate this thing for an hour. And I wonder if that lasts through fights or if it just kills. You know? Let's experiment a little bit. I'm going to take Dominate Monster. It might not be very useful. But if it is, maybe I can get some good stuff out of this. So for my class spells, doesn't really matter as much at this point what we're looking for. Far Step is a great spell to help get you out of sticky situations. Once you've cast it, it's concentration. You can use your bonus action to teleport within 60 feet again. I don't think we're going to have enemy, or these are persons. Trying to think if we have enemy or anybody else. I don't think we will. Okay, so we'll just take the Psychic Lance. We'll wait until the next turn here to level them up. Or the next rest. Because at Paladin level 19, I don't think I really get anything. And Bard level 19, I think I know what I'm going to get. So at Bard level 19, this is going to be Bard level 13 that I'm upping to. And I think all I'm really going to do is get a spell slot. Yeah. So again, I have access to any of these spells. Draconic transformation is great in tabletop. I don't know how good it would be here. Huh. Interesting. When you cast the spell and as a bonus action on subsequent turns. So I could use my bonus action to do possible 68 force damage. That's interesting. Symbol is really good. So it allows you to, it's like Ward in Baldur's Gate 3, where you can cast a symbol on the ground and the ability here, or the effect, is applied in that area. Crown of Stars, Firestorm. Boy, there are some really good ones here, because Resurrection's really nice. 10 by 10. There's so many good spells at level 7. Delay Blast Fireball is always just really cool. I'm kind of interested about this, because I took Symbol in my personal playthrough, but I'm going to be using my smites more often than not. But you know what? I'm interested in it. Why not? We're playing a little different here. And then for the last, we're going to take Paladin level 11. And for that, we're going to get improved Divine Smite. So we're going to take an extra 1d8 radiant damage, whether you spend a spell slot to smite or not. And let's continue on and see if we get any more random encounters here. Because like I say, we're going to be on today until we finish this no matter what. So I'm not worried about the time. But we've got a couple hours left. I don't think it's going to take us that long. So I know it's not the most exciting gameplay to watch me fast travel over somewhere, but it would be kind of cool to get to level 20 here. Level 20 brings some amazing stuff with it. I don't know. These encounters might be scripted. So I might not get any along this entire way because I've already traveled this way and gotten rid of them all. It wouldn't work that way in tabletop, but the game may be programmed differently. Because, yeah, it doesn't look like I'm getting anything here, but we'll see. As I say, I did not try this in my personal playthrough. I didn't try to get extra levels. But I'm starting to think that the XP is just capped, because you're only going to get a certain amount of random encounters, and they're not random. I'm starting to think that we're just going to be capped out here, because I'm pretty sure I would have gotten an encounter somewhere in here by now. So it is worth a try. Hey Dave, welcome. Sorry I didn't see you come in. I was a little busy talking during the level up there, but thanks for being here, man. Good to see you. Okay, so let's go in here and hit the major gate. It's been a long time since we've been here. Okay, so is this going to let us go directly there? Yes, it will. So let's... Oh, hey, Rudi. Welcome. As always, love to see my channel members here. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. Good to see you. So let's drop a save before we head back to White Rock City.
We have the Guardian.
Excellent.
So what do we do now?
I'll call the Vart Merchant to the ceremony hall. They will lend their claws to assemble the Guardian and to elect the Speaker.
All right, we'll meet you down there.
See you soon, my friends.
Okay, and that's going to complete the Guardian, and now we need to get down to the council room as we start the elections quest. Okay, so let's head over to the Western District. And looks like we got the lag back here in the city again. Okay, so let's check before we go down there. Yeah, it's lagging pretty bad here in the city for some reason. Don't have any idea why. Okay, so we've completed a couple of these. And the rest of the stuff would just sell off. Okay, now we need to head down here. Okay, now what you want to do, you're going to get an autosave that's going to help you out with this. We'll just overwrite that one. Okay, and now we're going to be down here in the council chambers, and we need to talk with Gorm. So, the council chambers here, everybody's waiting for us, and what you want to do is, when you get up here,
So, it's time. Who would make the best speaker? We're not going to decide anyway.
I think we have some leverage. They'll consider our opinion. Marduk is fierce, but he'd not be very open to outsiders.
Gilmar would be fine. Maybe too interested in business.
Vigdis would do great. She's fair, loyal, and just.
General Blunt would kick them in shape.
Estogal Sharpmind has unparalleled experience. It could be valuable.
It's time for us to choose.
now there are a grand total of 5 achievements that are available here in this one cutscene. So what you want to do is, before you go in here, once you get close, drop a save and then go and have this conversation and pick somebody, one of the 4 people, and when you do, that will give you an achievement for choosing a speaker from one of the clans. As soon as it releases you back, you're going to be in a fight. It's not a big deal. You just escape out of it, reload that previous save, and go back and do it again. Now, we're going to be picking basically who we want to be the clan chief, and for that, that person is going to have something happen to them. It's not permanent, but it can be permanent. And then we're going to be put into a point of no return. And that point of no return is going to give us 6 or 7 combats in a row with no long rest. And some of these clan chiefs are going to come help us during that fight, as well as some previous allies that we may or may not have recruited. And specifically, Vigdis if you choose her, she will not appear during the final fights as a reinforcement. The others, even if you choose them, they will show up in the final fight. I think that's probably a bug. So I don't think it's really important that you worry about that, because having one of these people that you can't control helping you out in a one particular fight isn't really going to change the tide of anything. But that person's going to have something happen to them, and then unless you choose to do something with your own party later, that thing that happened to them is going to be permanent. So if for a role-playing purpose or something like that, you don't want anything to affect your party, and you want to pick somebody who then you want to pick somebody you don't like, because that person's going to have this thing permanently happen to them. I'm not going to do that, and you'll see how I play it out. I'm going to pick Vigdis, but I've already gone through and picked all of the characters and gotten all 5 of the achievements here. So I don't have any reason to go back and play it again. So I already know who I'm going to pick, so let's go talk to Gorm.
Honorable guests, Vart Merchant, time has come to elect the Speaker for the Pact of the Claw. We recently rediscovered the real importance of this position. The Speaker must ensure that demons can never invade Solasta. All of you have faced this enemy, along with their allies, the Sorak, which is why I know that you fully understand the responsibility. Each of you has the right to be a candidate for Speaker. If you so choose, raise your hand.
I stand for the Pact.
I stand for the Pact. And I believe we should strengthen our ties with the Principality of Maskarth.
I stand for the Pact. But I think the Alliance needs to enforce a strict equality among its citizens of various lineages. And beware of foreign interference.
I stand for the Pact, and I believe we must increase the trade with our friendly neighbors.
I stand for the Pact and will create a defense corps to muster our lines of defense on the borders.
I would like to ask our friends, the heroes of the Rift, to tell us who they think would be the fittest Speaker. Even so, it is your right, and yours only, to name one of yours. For Vigdis Kaikonen, raise your hand.
Okay, now here's your options here. If you support them, everybody else is going to support them, and they will be chosen as the Speaker.
For Marduk Strongheart, raise your hand. For Gilmar Golden Tongue, raise your hand. For Esma Blunt, raise your hand. For Estogath Sharpmind, raise your hand.
We would favor Elder Estogath Sharpmind.
The Vart Merchant have spoken and chosen a Speaker. We will now proceed to the Assembly of the Guardian. Vart Merchant, gather around. All of you, lend your claw to the Speaker of the Pact.
Okay. So, we chose Esgarath to become the speaker. He completed the ceremony, and Gablazu popped in and took his soul, and his body is still here, but his soul has been taken somewhere else. In the meantime, we now have some enemies that have popped up, and the important one here is the Marilith. The Kratshar we want to focus on to begin with, and I don't think I can see him to start with. The Marilith is way down here. Now the Marilith can move quite a bit. It's going to be able to get up here, but it won't be able to attack. It's going to be dashing. Yeah, here's the Kratshar over here, I think. Oh no. That's the Acolyte. The Kratshar down here. Yeah. Kratshar's down here. I don't think we're going to be able to get an attack on it this turn. But I do want to scatter my people as much as possible, because he's going to throw an AoE attack out, and it is not going to be pretty when he does it. So I would prefer to scatter everybody out so that we can minimize the damage of that AoE attack. Maybe I can get one. I think I can get one here, actually. Can I get an Eldritch Blast back there? I can't. Long range. I'll take a defensive flourish. Okay. So that worked. I can get one here too. Actually, I'm going to group up a little bit and see if maybe I can get a kill. Outstanding. Okay, that worked out really, really well. Okay, so now we're going to throw down our darkness here. Here comes the Marilith. Like I say, the Marilith can move. Okay, so we're going to get Sharon up here and away from the Marilith. And I don't think the Marilith is Actually, we'll leave Radiant on. Let me see if I want to leave Repelling Blast on. Where does it... Okay, it doesn't knock it back hardly at all. That's good. That would give me a little bit of space, but not much.
Solasta, Evo, Malmis!
How does that feel?
And let me see. I can't remember. I've got my notes here. Let me pull up my notes. Can't remember. Okay, yeah, I can. So I'm not too worried about using abilities or spell slots here. So let's time warp.
Solasta, Evo, Malmis!
And get some more damage on the Merilith. There was something that you noticed there about the Merilith. Well, I hope you noticed it. It got 2 opportunity attacks. Okay, so the Merilith has multiple arms, as you can see. It gets an opportunity attack. It gets 2 opportunity attacks, or actually, I think it's actually 3. It's got 6 pairs of arms. Each pair of arms gets an opportunity attack as a reaction. It's one of the things that makes Merilith hard to deal with. The other thing is that each set of arms gets its own attack set of actions, which means that the Merilith has extra attack. Each set of arms has an attack and an extra attack and a reaction that goes along with it. So it can take 6 total attacks and 3 opportunity attacks every turn. So it also has the parry ability. I don't know if you saw an animation for it here when General Blunt was attacking. There it is. Okay, so for the first attack you make against it per turn, not per round, per turn, it can use the parry power to add 5 to its armor class. It can do that as a reaction, so it will take one of its reactions. So if the first 3 people who attack it, that first attack, it's going to use power. That removes one of its 3 reactions. The next person, their first attack, is going to use parry again and use another reaction. It can do that up to 3 times, and it adds a +5 to its armor class against that melee attack that would hit it. So the Merilith is a pretty dangerous enemy here. I'm not that worried about it though, to tell you the truth. So I'm gonna go after, because the Harasser has very little hit points, right? Oh no, it's got 54. So I do want to clear out the Vrak here, though, if I can. So we'll flourish. We'll throw a divine smite.
Well struck.
Okay, so the Vrak's got 22 left. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see. The Shikath is going to use legendary actions, and it used its Shriek ability. Okay, and we're going to move back in here into the darkness and go after the Merilith. Okay, we shouldn't need it. There's its parry ability, but I rolled high enough to get past it. And now we'll move in here and we'll go against the Shikath. And the Shikath, I would like to do a smite. And we got Blinding Smite as part of our Paladin level up. So it does exactly what it says on the tin. It does 3d8 radiant damage, but causes it to be blinded unless it passes a Constitution saving throw. We'll go with Divine Smite.
Viribe.
Since it's already blinded, we don't need to add more. We'll Action Surge.
Good.
Okay, it rolled Improved Smite. I don't know if you saw it. So, yep, Rudi does more damage through Improved Divine Smite, 1d8. Added in the Aura of Righteousness for that +6.
Not bad, eh?
Okay. Now, M should be able to get rid of the Shikath here. Okay. So it's dead. Now let's go see if we can drop the concentration on the Acolyte. Actually, I can't. He's up there and I can't change after I've already made an attack. That was a mistake. I should have used my bonus action to attack the Shikath instead of my primary action. Because I can't reach anything else. I can. Let's move here. Okay, so we did manage to stun the harasser, which is good. Okay, so Sharon here, let's see. Let's see if she can drop the Acolyte. Should be able to quicken this.
Solasta Evo. Too slow.
So that's a kill there. Now what's next? We got this Rockling over here.
Solasta Evo. Well deserved.
And that one's now dead. Oh, good old magic missile. I guess we disengage, right? Yeah.
I trained
Bye-bye.
hard for this.
Boy, those divine smites hurt.
Well done.
There's a kill. And now, what do we have left? Him down here? And let's move M's darkness down here. I don't think it's going to matter, but... And M can move all the way down here because Monk's OP. Good luck hitting that 29 armor class with your +5 to hit. You know, actually, before I do this, I'm anxious to test out Dominate Monster, but oh, I can't. This is... Oh no, it's a Hezro. I do have full bestiary knowledge on the lesser version. Okay, it's not immune to being dominated, mind dominated. So let's try and dominate this and see if I can keep control of it after the fight ends, or if it just treats it like it does the banished elementals and it just kills him after the fight's over. Because that's going to be the one thing I wasn't sure. If it allows me to keep control of him, then it's going to be an extraordinarily useful spell in the next area. If not, it's going to be of less importance.
Solasta, Encho, Malmis.
Okay, so it doesn't. It just treats it like it's incapacitated until the end of the fight.
Oh no!
Cursed demons!
Is he dead?
Worse, they took his soul. Now the Palace of Ice cannot be powered. It's going to fade.
Wait! There is still a chance to stop them.
How?
Enter the Palace of Ice and kill Sessroth.
Even if we knew how, he faced 2 Mana Cannon Master Wizards and made them flee.
I think you can enter there. For the rest, it's up to you.
Only the Speaker has the power to visit the palace.
I think not. I think with the Guardian, anyone can. It's made of draconic essence and a bone. A divination spell revealed to me that this bone belongs to Sessroth himself. I think the Guardian is the key to the Palace of Ice. The engravings on the side, they are major gate passwords.
You think we can gate there?
Yes.
And we can gate back.
Not sure.
Fine. There's no time to lose. Otherwise demons will invade Solasta.
Then get to the major gate and go there!
You are our only hope.
Okay, so Now we're about to, it warns you that you're about to get into a place, specifically the Palace of Ice, where no mortal soul can sleep. So you're about to come up to a point of no return. Okay, so we actually got those. Okay, we'll look at those here in a second. Nope, it's lagged for everybody. I was seeing if it was, if I moved all my characters at once or if I just moved one of them, but it's lagged no matter what. Try and get them off the screen while they're moving. Maybe that'll do it. Doesn't look like it. This is not a performance with my PC problem. This lag just comes and goes for some inexplicable reason throughout the game. Not entirely sure why. It tends to happen more in enclosed environments like this. And then we picked up blackened pipes. Pretty sure I know what this is. I think these are the haunting pipes. Yes, they are. The musical instrument allows you to cast fear 3 times per day. Might as well change out to those. I haven't used pipes in my playthrough. Okay, now down here you can get a little more XP. It's not going to be enough. But these plaques on the wall, the lag does get worse the more people that are on the screen at the same time, it looks like. But it gives you 1,000 XP for every one of those plaques, and there are 4 of them. So we'll get the next one here. There it is. Then we'll get this one. Okay, and then this last one. And again, it's just lore about the previous speakers. Now, I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, there's no other loot or anything down here to grab. I do have one more. I've got one here too. Okay, so now let's grab everybody and we'll head back up and we're gonna go rest at the inn. before we head out. Yeah, the lag's really bad when all 4 characters are moving at the same time. Okay, so we will come in here and we'll just sell off a couple of things real quick. See if there's anything that we want to buy before we leave. Since we are right here. Okay, so there's the Guardian. Okay, we'll look at that here in a second. Not going to need any of these ingredients. Whoops. That was a mistake. Okay, yeah, we don't have anything there. Yeah, I clicked out before I clicked to sell. I shouldn't have resorted. Okay, so is there anything else that we want to pick up before we go? Intelligence. I don't know if I can use this, but I'll pick it up anyway. Let me see if I can use this tome on my bard or not. Looks like I can. That's going to up my charisma to 23, which is going to give me another +1 to hit, to damage, to spell DC, all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, okay, so it only upped me to 22. And that's what I was wondering, if it capped it at 22 or not. And it does, up to a maximum of 22. So that got me up to +6. So I still got my +1 to all of those things. So let's head to the inn. And when we get there, we'll take a long rest, and we're also going to take a 3-minute break. Once we get there, like I say, we'll be embarking on the final encounter set here, and we won't be able to take a long rest. We'll be able to take breaks in between the fights, but we won't be able to take a long rest. So I think it's a good idea if we kind of take a 3-minute break, get something to drink, use the facilities, all that sort of stuff. Then we'll come back and we'll just go until we finish this thing up.
Welcome to my humble inn, heroes of the Rift.
Okay, so we're all set up, and now we need to go to the major gate. So, trying to remember. Oh, here it is. Actually, I don't want to. I'll just walk over there. I didn't want to take the chance it was going to put me into the teleport screen for the major gate by fast traveling there. Oh. Because like I say, we do want to take a break here. So let's drop a save. And let's take a 3-minute break. I will see you back in a little bit. All right, welcome back, everybody. Hope you're settled in here because we are about to embark on the final adventure here. So we've got our save drop down. I think we're ready to head in here. So now again, there's no coming back from this. So make sure that you have everything that you want before you go in. So the Guardian is now here. It's a mace. It's a simple weapon that is legendary. It requires attunement, on Fiend, it does plus 5d8 damage. Okay, so if you're attacking Fiends with it, it is a really, really good weapon to have. If you look down there at the bottom, it's 1d8 plus 3. It's just a plus 3 mace. So it's not, you know, anything other than what it is against normal enemies. But against Fiends, it does a huge amount of additional damage. And with me having Divine Smite and all that sort of stuff on my Bard, and having my Charisma capped at 22, whereas Anvil is giving me resistance to fire and cold, but it's also giving me a Charisma 21 here, I think I'm going to swap this out. My Charisma stays at 22. I'm going to lose the resistance to fire and cold damage, and I'm going to lose damage against normal enemies, but against Fiends, I'm going to be able to throw some serious damage with this. And I'm going to be getting the ability to cast all of these other spells. And Sunbeam is really nice. We've seen that before in Baldur's Gate 3. And being up front here with this, so I'm going to take a short rest and I'm going to reattune to that. Okay, and then I'm going to get some hit points back here using some potions that I'm not really going to need. So now let's drop a save. We'll overwrite that one. And let's head in here. Okay, and here's the Palace of Ice. It's going to give me a warning that this is your last chance here.
Gods, do you feel that?
It's awful.
This place is cursed. Don't let it wear you down. Come on. Let's find this Sessroth and make him pay.
Okay, and now we're going to start the Palace of Ice quest, where we need to find and destroy Sessroth. Now, you can immediately see that you've got this item over here you can search. Don't go running toward it. You'll find out why here in a second. But you also see that everyone is now afflicted with the Palace of Ice Lair effect. So while we're here, everybody is going to be getting -3 to all of their ability checks. Okay? So you've got disadvantage on all of your saving throws. Got -3 to attack rolls and -1 to speed. So you are seriously gimped here when it comes to avoiding damage from things and avoiding detrimental effects from saving throws, let alone the -3 to attack rolls. Now, advantage can offset that. So that's another reason why us having darkness here and fighting it is going to be such a huge thing. Is to help offset that -3 to attack rolls. That's a huge number. That's a 15% nerf to your ability to hit anything with that. So we're going to go with M here first, and we're just going to move him slowly. And I didn't think that there was one right there. Okay, maybe there... I mean, there obviously was. It went off. I thought it was...
Trap.
I thought it was out here and not there. So, I'm gonna drop a quick save. And we're gonna disarm these.
There's a trap.
And you don't want to move too far.
Easy. Piece of junk.
And I'm getting plus 16 on all of these. The DC is 12, so the only way for me to fail these is with a nat 1. But that nat 1 can happen.
Done and
So
done.
periodically I want to do a quick save. That was bad. Just path right through it to go get it. So that damage that we took, we're just going to heal it up. Using potions. Okay, so that's him. And then Sharon. Okay, and that's her. So now we can take a look at these two things that are out here for us to loot. Okay, so +2 heavy plate. We have better than that on Rudi at +3. A ring of regeneration, so regenerate 2 hit points every round. It's meh. The Lightbringer Greatsword, 1d8 radiant damage. They're kind of giving you a hint about the radiant damage. It might be a good thing to have down here. Boots of Firewalking. This requires attunement, but it does give you resistance to fire damage. And then some remarkable arrows, which we haven't found yet. Which we haven't identified yet. Okay, we got a Staff of Healing here. So 10 out of 10 charges, it recharges 1d6 plus 4 per day. Cast Mass Cure Wounds, basically twice a day. Lesser Restoration 5 times a day, and Cure Wounds 10 times a day. Ring of Fire Resistance, we've seen that before. The Empress Guard Chain Shirt. It's basically a +1 chain shirt. Getting the Soul Drinker Dagger, which does 2d4 psychic damage. It's a +1 dagger. Some consumables to cast Chain Lightning, which is always good, and a Frost Giant Potion, which is also really good. Okay, and now we're going to get ready to go in here. Okay, I'm going to put everybody in cautious mode. Okay, and as we go in here, I don't think it's going to matter here. Yeah, so we're going to get popped out of it.
Bravo! A perfect cliche.
Is that so? Don't you realize how ridiculous you are? Walking right into my palace. It's like you're begging me to take your lives.
Cut the small talk and fight, you filthy beast.
Okay, now I'm going to try and get down here. Nope, I didn't get it. It's really hard to get that pause in there before the fight starts. So this first fight isn't really all that big a deal, to be honest. Sessroth hits hard, and he has a couple of somewhat nasty spells to utilize, but I'm not too worried about this whole thing. What I'm going to do is get Sharon up off the ground back here. Okay, I'm going to check her invocations. Okay, and she has Radiant Blast on, which is good.
Solasta Encho Minure. Solasta Evo Malmis.
What?
Okay, we're not going to use Time Warp. We're going to remember we can't long rest down here, so we're going to save this. Okay, so defensive duelist procced. He's got a plus 15 to hit, so that's a 28. Okay, I'm going to deflect that.
That was a lucky hit.
But it's not going to be able to deflect all that damage. Okay, and now here, because he is susceptible to this just like everybody else is. Okay, so we're going to get around behind him. Now, I'm not going to be able to paralyze him. It just isn't going to work. His legendary resistance is going to kick in.
No quarter given.
Okay, so after that first round, he's got Malediction, he's got the Curse of Time, he's blind, and his speed is cut in half. Here's his first legendary action. Okay, and he casts Cone of Cold, which again, not really too worried about. Okay, now he's a fiend. I don't have any information about him, but he's a demon, so that's a fiend. So I'm going to be getting plus 5d8 from the Guardian on this attack. Okay, I don't need to flourish. I am going to Divine Smite, and I'm going to use one of my replenishable Warlock slots.
Palpable hit.
Okay, and that was some big damage there, because there's the extra 5d8 that I got from it. That was from my Divine Smite right there. And now I can attack again without a Divine Smite and still get an additional 5d8. if I would hit. Okay, now I'm flanking here. So we'll smite and again use one of my replenishable slots.
I trained hard for this.
Okay, action surge can come back as a short rest. And he's done. Now all the other enemies disappeared. Take note of that.
Look at that.
You think this is a gate to the demon realms?
I don't think I want to find out.
I thought killing Sessroth would, I don't know, maybe close this?
The palace goes beyond this room. Let's look around for a clue.
Okay, so we'll drop the concentration here. And now we need to search the palace. And you can see that there are 4 exits out of here. We have to go to all 4 of them. Okay. Now, Sessroth was here. Okay, so we got stench immunity on everybody, I believe. Now. Yeah, stench immunity, stench immunity. Okay, so we don't on a couple. It's not a big deal. So let's head over here first. Okay, and you can see there's nothing else to loot in here or anything else. We're gonna go into cautious mode. We're gonna get ready to pause once we go in here.
How interesting. It's like we're back on Solasta, but not. It's a semi-plane, just like in Telema.
The pillars, they're doing this. Like teeth planted in the very flesh of our world.
I say we break those teeth. See how this damn palace of ice bites without them.
Pretty sure it won't be simple.
Okay, so I got the pause in here. And you can see that we've got some enemies out here. Some Vroks. The Poison King is out here. Okay, a bunch of these boss enemies that we fought previously, we're now going to have to fight new versions of them. Okay, so I don't think, yeah, see that Vrok is stationary? Nope. It wasn't. Oh, it's because this one. I forgot about this side. Okay. So yeah, we can head over here and take him out. I don't need to smite here.
Impressive.
And now you can see we got our first reinforcement. Captain Ashdown has appeared. He's somewhere out here. There he is. And he's going to be helping us during this fight, but his help is iffy at best. So Sharon, we're going to get her off the ground here in a spot where she can hit the Vrok. And the Vrok, I don't know. I don't think they're vulnerable to anything. They're not. They have resistance, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, so they're immune to poison. But that's it. So we'll be fine with our radiant.
Solasta, Evo, Malmis.
How does that feel?
Hopefully he goes over to Rudi. And he does. Okay, so Poison King here. I can move up here.
You have it now.
Do we have... Oh, I can't change his arrows anyway. He's using +2 arrows. That's fine. Is he going to be able to get anywhere where you can see him? Right there? That'll work.
Die.
Perfect. Can't see the Poison King. Can see this rock though. I'm not too worried about darkness yet. Okay, so Rudi, let's go after the rock here. And we'll smite with a replenishable one.
Lucky? Perhaps.
And he's dead. And now let's move up here. Sharon, we can move here. Now the Poison King, I don't think we have enough damage on. He's a fiend, though. So again, just like we were talking about previously, that additional damage there is going to be key. Now I can possibly... Nope. I was seeing if I could knock him off a cliff.
Well struck.
Save the time warp. And I'm just going to ready up a melee attack here.
Take that.
He's going to dash. He's going to jump across. When he does, there's a ready action. I'm not going to smite. Or actually, am I? Do I have another one left? I think I do. I do.
Not bad, eh?
And you saw it pop up Guardian damage. Now, he used the Word of Darkness. So, he can call upon the power of Soratar to spread darkness around him. It's not going to do anything against us, though. I don't know if I have another one. I don't. So we'll just pass. Don't need it anyway. And he's dead.
Hey, can you see us?
They're not really here. They're back home in the real world.
But they fought with us.
Maybe the demons are in both planes, but not us.
Okay, so now you can kind of see that there's some trans-dimensional stuff going on here. Whereas the helpers are kind of in the material plane, we're here in this demi-plane, and the demons are in both. Okay? So that's how they're able to help us, quote-unquote, even though they're not really here. Now we need to destroy the pillar. That's the next objective.
How many of these pillars have we seen?
4. That means 3 more to take down in addition to this one.
And 3 more battles? At least. We need to be smart. There's no way to know when we'll have a chance to rest. In this place? I can never sleep.
Okay, so that kind of gives you another reminder that you're not going to be able to sleep while you're here. So long rests are off the table. So you need to be utilizing your short rests to the best effect that you can here.
Good arms you got.
Okay, so we got some more arrows +2 here. And now, before we leave, hopefully you saw this. Okay, so we're gonna head over here.
A real little goblin.
Thank you, whoever you are.
Are you King Journalus IV of Galavan?
Yes, and you?
It's a long story, but we're here to help.
The Soraks. They're real.
By the gods, you've really been gone for a long time.
Okay, and you're gonna get an achievement for that. You have rescued the Galavan royalty, and yeah, like I say, there's an achievement for doing that. So before you leave, make sure that you take care of that. This is our loot chest back here, and there's going to be one of these after every one of the fights, and it's always near this red pillar. It's kind of encrusted with these red crystals. Okay, so we're going to get some potions of superior healing, potion of speed, cross giant strength, and lesser restoration. Okay, we're going to come over here, and then before we leave, we're going to take a short rest. Okay, we'll get our hit points back. Okay, now after the first win, after the first fight, and you come back into this room, there's nothing to worry about. So you can go directly into the second room. And just be ready to hit pause. Okay. And now you can kind of see what we're dealing with in here. We've got some succubi that are out here. We have some Sessroth of the lesser variety. There's our chest. And where is he? There's a Sessroth itself right there. Okay, so while we're here, let's start this off. See, can I hit anything else? Doesn't look like it, so we'll just throw everything here at him. Get a surprise round. Oh, so there was another lesser over here I could have done.
Well deserved.
Okay, so this Sessroth needs to die. Then the main Sessroth here is going to come in. But we do have Kara, Lisbeth, and Gilmar who are in here with us. But again, the lesser Sessroth is a fiend.
Victory is mine.
Okay, so we're going to move over this way. And I want this Sessroth. I want him to be there. Let's see if I can move here. And see if he jumps across. Well, if he does, he's going to come here. He's going to jump across to here. Let's just move up here. And we will ready a melee attack. Okay, so he went after, he's going after the other people here. Let's go take out this other lesser Sessroth over here. And let's... Am I fully lit up here? Oh, because of that. Can I get away from that?
Again.
And you don't get anything for keeping all of them alive or anything like that. I wonder. No, I don't. If I do that, I'm focusing on the wrong things. I don't care if they die. I was gonna try and do some stuff to try and save them, but I don't want to use up. No, she's a warlock. She gets her spell slots back. Oh, so it actually rolled a success. Okay. Yeah, Succubi have a high charisma, so they rolled against a DC 19 with a +5. So just barely got it, but did get it. See if we can... get a kill there, and we did. So I don't think that I'm going to be able to get anywhere. Oh, I can. Move here. Change.
A modest success.
And we got a kill there too. Nice. Can use an action surge here. Okay, recharges on a short rest. That's what I thought.
Well done.
Okay, so I should be able to move up here and get ranged attacks.
More coming your way.
So dashing, not going to be able to do anything. Can we get a kill with Shadow Dagger? Of course not. You never get damage with Shadow Dagger. I think I can see him over here. can.
Solasta Evo! Mommy!
Okay, here's our chest over here.
It seems effortless.
Okay, another potion of speed. Oh, no, the... So we can ID that. I'm sure I know what it is, but... Could be invisibility. It is. And please nobody path through the lava. I don't need that. See some Baldur's Gate 3 pathing. Okay, so we'll change everybody back. Let's check on our arrows here and make sure we still have enough. Okay, so yeah, we're still good. We can actually replenish some more of those. Okay. So now we need to get rid of the pillar, which is over here. Now we need to head out of here again. And I hate this pathing. Let's take the long way. I just don't trust it. I don't trust them to go jumping across that over there. It's the lag. Okay, so let's take another short rest. Get some hit points back. Okay, now before you come back in here, go into cautious mode. Now, I don't know entirely how this triggers, but you're going to get into another fight with Sessroth out here. Okay. And I don't know if it's automatic or not. Meaning, I don't know if it happens when you get halfway across this room or if somebody has to see you, because there's nobody out here that I can see right now. But I know we're about to get into a fight. There it is. So it is automatic.
What? He's back.
Did you really think you could simply get rid of me?
You're not fully regenerated. We're wearing you down.
Optimistic, are you? Let's see how many times you can survive me.
We need to destroy the other pillars. He clearly doesn't like that.
Someone here thinks they're smart. Kill them!
Okay, now you're gonna get dropped into a fight here. Oh, I got the paws off. Okay. Let's try and banish these two. There's an incubus here as well. So I got a surprise round. So it started with malediction on him, so let's... yeah, it did malediction first. So... it went after... It triggered that first. I should have canceled that before I did it. But I don't think it's a big deal. Because now that I cast Malediction, I don't have an opportunity to cast it, so... Okay, that did a huge amount of damage onto him. Now he's going to get a legendary action. He's probably going to do Cone of Cold here, is my guess. Yep. Oh, I used Demonic Breath instead. Okay, I'll re-roll that saving throw. I'll time shift her. So now for this, let's just move up here. And start throwing damage. Oh, double twos. Hey, I can action surge. That's a short rest.
I trained hard for this.
And of course, he rolls a 1 and a 7. Legendary actions are done because he used his breath. So I should be able to get the kill here.
Death reaches out for
And
you.
that's going to give you a straight victory. Again, focus on him. All the other enemies disappear once he's dead. Okay, so it teleported us to the front. We were around the back. It teleported us up here, so we need to go to this side. So we're going to go into cautious mode. We're going to get ready to pause. Okay, and you see we now have another Merilith. Okay, so this is the next boss enemy, quote unquote, that we're going to have to deal with. Now... Okay, so it looks like everybody's up here. I don't see anybody off to the sides anywhere. But we're going to be getting reinforcements, and I'm trying to save them. So I'm going to move out here toward the Merilith. We'll watch our detection cones. Okay. Which way is he facing? Okay, so he is facing down here toward us, so more than likely we're gonna have to stop our movement. Let's just stop it right here, actually. Okay. And let's get Sharon to... I don't think I'm gonna be able to go up again. Well, we can try. Okay, so I can. I'm trying to get as close as I can here. Okay, so now we're starting to get detected. So let's get Sharon to cast Malediction on the Merilith. Okay, so that didn't take. Okay, so got a surprise round. Gonna hold off on that. Okay, now let's get her off the ground. And you can see our reinforcements. Yalmar is out here. Now, if you didn't give the wand of harming, or the staff of harming to him, he wouldn't be here. You would be getting Headlong Sure spell instead. And over here we have Marduk and Rolf. They haven't joined the fight yet, but they're going to here in a second. Okay, and there they are. So let's get up in here and
Can't say I'm surprised.
okay, we will cast Darkness. Cast Flurry of Blows. Because the Merilith, this fight isn't going to last very long.
You'll die like the rest.
Try a Stunning Strike here. I didn't turn it on. It misclicked. And Rudy's not going to be able to make it up there. but we can get Sentinel to proc. So let's move up here.
Never mind.
Okay, and we will wait there, and the same thing here. We're gonna dash up, get here, so hopefully the Merilith comes after one of those two, and either one they go after, Sentinel's going to proc. Flanking, smart. Nice, well done. Okay, now come forward to me. Oh, and they went over here. This is gonna hurt. I say 6 attacks plus a bonus action. Okay, so let's get... What do we have? I think we can get rid of these two here. No, we'll hold that. Okay, so we didn't get the lesser Hezrel, but M will be able to take care of that. We're going to move the darkness over to here. Get blindness on the Merilith. Finish that. Put Stunning Strike on. With the Merilith's Constitution, I doubt that's going to land. There's parry.
Wait till the next one.
Now let's see. Okay, so we did land some good damage. There's a crit. Use a free one.
Viribe.
Perhaps. That's that. Okay, so let's get rid of the pillar. Okay, and there's our chest. Heal, revivify, and haste. Always nice. And that should be it. So now we'll head back out. Now going back out this time, you don't have anything to worry about. Okay, so we're going to go over here to this side. Okay, and again, we'll go into cautious mode here. We'll go in and we'll get prepared to pause. Okay. So getting a lay of the land here. We now have a Glabrezu out here that we have to worry about. That's the main enemy this time. And we are going to get some reinforcements, as usual, but let's see how far up here we can move before we get seen by this one. He's facing straight out this way. Okay, so we have one of the lessers coming at us. How about we start this off here? Okay, so malediction's triggered. We're going to save Uncanny Metabolism. Oh, we just got a straight kill out of that. Okay, and now you see we have Alora, Grey Bear, and Callista. Now, again, we saw Callista, right? And this is something that M was wrong about. The one time, I think, in the comments that M has been wrong by anything. If you convince Callista and the dragons to leave, she will come back here and fight with you in the final battle. If you kill her and her dragons, then obviously she's not here. This is the only change, or only consequence that decision has. So me skipping out on the loot in that dragon cave allows Callista to show up here to fight for us. Now, again, it's not really doing a whole lot here. None of our allies do a whole heck of a lot during these fights, but in my personal playthrough I took the loot. In this one, she's going to show up here because of my decision, so there is a consequence to what you did there. So I'm going to get Sharon off the ground, but not too far, because the Glabrezu can fly. So I'm going to go after the lesser over here. I'm going to drop darkness down. Looks like they slowed.
No.
Yeah. So let's drop darkness here. Drop a flurry of blows.
You like that?
Okay, so for me, I'm going to again dash to get into position here. And that way, if the Glabrezu comes around here and comes after us, I'm going to be able to proc Sentinel if they go after M. And I'm going to move here, so that way if the Hezrel goes after M, it will proc Sentinel as well.
Of course you've been detected.
Getting some good range damage there. Okay, so went after M, so that's going to proc Sentinel. And that is going to be a big hit against him, but this is him right here. He doesn't have a whole lot of health, so I don't need to smite here.
Now.
And here he comes after us. Please go after M. What he's going to do his little... Oh, okay. He did his shadow escape. Okay. Interesting, because he held me. Yeah. So the Glabrezu cast stop. Or did he cast hold person? Oh no, he cast it on... He cast it on Rudi. But I don't see... Oh, here it is. Yeah. So it doesn't really say what spell he cast. It just says he cast a spell. And then he used Shadow Escape to move over here. Okay. So let's get over here. We'll move. We'll change targets of Malediction. Okay, so actually let's not do that. Let's see if we can we move the darkness first? We can. Let's move it out here. I don't care if they all get blinded. Then we'll use Shadow Step. Or no, we can just use Step of the Wind to get over there. A maneuver here. Nope. Okay, so I can't reach him no matter what. I don't think. Now I can. So this way, if he attacks one of my allies, Sentinel will proc. So now Sentinel should proc.
A modest success.
Now he's taunted, so he's going to come after Rudi next time. So I can't get there. So this is a charisma saving throw. What do I know about the Clabrezu here? I don't know much. We're seeing how how well he's going to be able to resist my spells here. But I think I'm just going to go after him.
Hit 'em all.
Okay. So we should be coming after Rudi. He missed. He's gonna miss. And he crit. And he missed. Perfect. Okay, so that worked out pretty well. Taunted him in place. So the attacks went after us and not our squishies. And there's a kill. Let's flank.
Yeah. Well struck.
Perfect. So far, I managed to keep all of our allies alive, too. Please don't go jumping in the lava. Okay, now our loot chest. You should remember this area. We're returning to all the areas that we were in previously. This is where we fought the white in here. There's our loot chest. Okay, and we got 4 oils of sharpness. Okay, and our pillar is up here. So we'll just destroy it. Our allies should disappear. Alright. Now let's head back. We'll take a short rest. Okay, and now we are ready for the final confrontation. Okay, now this one I think we're going to get drawn into it no matter what, so I don't think being in cautious mode is going to matter. But the thing that I want to do here is look and see what we have. So we have Frost Giant and Hill Giant. Frost Giant and Hill Giant, so we have a Frost Giant, so at 23. Frost Giant. Fire Giants. We got 2 Fire Giant, which would up us to 25. So let's split that. Put one there. Put the other one there. Okay. I'm looking to see here. Okay. So then I want to put one of these here. Those there. I think he's already got some. Yes, he does. Okay. And then who's got the Okay, here we are. Potions of Speed. Yep. Do we have any here? We do. Okay. Alright, so let's overwrite that save. And let's go in. Like I say, I don't think... I think this is an automatic fight. Meaning as soon as we go back around the front, we're going to get dropped into it. Yeah, because there's only one way for us to go here. This place has been kind of ripped apart since we left. It's now more in rubble. And all we can do is head around this way. But I think, like I say, we're going to get dropped into this fight. Don't think we're going to get an opportunity to pause it. I think it's going to be one of those, right when we get to the halfway point around the back, it's going to drop us into it. Well, maybe it's not. Okay, so it might be when we get around back to the front over there. We're gonna get dropped into it. Oh, that was lingering stench stench from the Ezreals that were here. We've all got stench immunity by now. Yeah. It lasts for 24 hours.
The place is a wreck, but the gate still seems functional.
We can't go on fighting him forever.
He can't die here. His soul just returns to his plane and he simply respawns.
Are you suggesting we go into the demon realms? This is insane. What if we find ourselves stuck again?
Do you want to wait for Sessroth to return again and again?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Right.
For Solasta!
The fight's in the other plane. I forgot. Okay, so looking around in this place here, we've got a couple of pillars that we won't be able to deal with yet. Okay. And I don't think we're able to go anywhere. I think as soon as we pop off of here,
Unbelievable! You Solastans are even crazier than we are!
You can't run anymore, Sessroth.
Oh, but I'm perfectly happy here at home and ready to receive friends. Such as a business acquaintance from Tiamat.
No!
Sorta?
It can't be.
It's just an avatar. Not a deity, but still.
We knew it would be dangerous.
Are you done? Shall we dance?
Okay, now you do get a pause here. You are able to get a pause and start this off however you want. Now, we have Sessroth, who is still beat up from our last two fights. We have Sortar's avatar, and we know stuff about Sortar's avatar. Armor class 22, 222 hit points, a challenge rating of 18, and he's a demigod. Okay. So I don't think he shows up in your bestiary. Yeah, he doesn't. Okay. But he's a thing to be reckoned with. We do have a lesser Hezrau over here, a succubus over on this side, but you're Vrak, and there's a Glabrezu back there. But really what you want to do is focus on pounding these two as hard as you can. And that is what we're going to do. So let's see how we want to start this off. I think we want to go after Sessroth. So we're going to retarget. Can't see him. He's behind. I would like to be able to get it, her, or my bard in here. But let's see. Okay, so I can get up to there. Okay, I think I can get there from there. Okay, so we're starting to get seen. So let's drop this. Actually, I don't know if that's going to work or not. So let's go ahead and just start this off for real. So he has almost no hit points left, and how about we just remove all of those, because we're going to time warp. We'll quicken this.
Too slow.
Oh, come on. What does he have? Come on. Okay. I don't know if that's enough for him to get killed by Curse of Time. So I'm just gonna make sure that we kill him here.
Well done.
Okay, so that got our kill. So now let's get up here and tank Sortar right to his face. So Rudi's on this side. Okay, we'll defensive flourish here. We're gonna Divine Smite. We'll drop a level 7. Okay, we'll attack again.
Not bad, eh?
Okay, now Sortar has legendary actions. Good luck hitting me. Can we get up there with Rudi? We can. So now we're going to proc Sentinel, whoever Sorak decides to attack. Oh, of course. Okay, we'll Divine Smite. We'll Action Surge. And go away. Oh. Bardidins, Paladins against Fiends. Oh boy. Yeah. That was really not fair for them. Okay, so now Rudi can move up here and we'll drop Darkness. Actually, we'll just use it from here. Get Darkness on everybody. Okay, so we've got a Succubus here and a Lesser Hezrau here. We're in darkness here, so let's use our Cloak of Shadows. And we'll move into this. Okay, so the Brazier hopefully flies up toward my Bard and Paladin.
I thought we said cautious.
Whoever, oh, you used that attack. Okay, Screech, we saved against it. Okay, so let's get Sharon up one more. Okay, we'll retarget through the Glarezu here. Now I wonder.
Solasta, Encho,
I saved. So we needed a 19 to save against it. He rolled it with advantage. That's the only reason that he passed, was he rolled it with advantage. I want to move in here. I don't care if I'm flanked.
Next time,
Oh,
I
okay.
swear.
Miss. Okay, we'll Defensive Flourish. We'll Divine Smite. It's a one-hit quitter. Holy. Oh. Wow. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, I really like it. It's just a one-hit quitter. Oh man, that's really good.
Viribe. Perhaps.
You know, there are all sorts of people in tabletop that go, man, what's a bard good for? Well, there you go. There, if anyone ever says that again, now you know how to respond. Let me make a bard it in. Let me see what you're saying then. And he passed it. Made his saving throw. That's all right.
Bleed.
Can I get a kill? Nice. Well done, Em. Boy, he's just constantly going to go after AoE attacks. And the succubus doesn't seem to be moving. So, can I get... Can't see. Yep, can't see him from there. Can see him there. And there. That will end that.
It's dead? For real?
And Sotar?
Just an avatar.
Well, that felt pretty damn good, smashing his face.
Look, I think I found the soul of the speaker.
Okay, so the final fight is done, and we found the soul of the speaker. Okay, so before we do, let's just quickly loot up here. Nothing important or anything that you need to loot. So what do we do with the soul of the speaker?
What's going on?
The gate. It's lost its power.
There must be a way to turn it on.
Oh yes, there is one.
Who spoke?
I am the gatekeeper. You want to travel? I need a soul to power the gate. In the demon realms, souls replace your mana.
Don't even think about it.
Oh, you can also use yours. Of course, then you cannot travel. One of you stays, the others can leave.
Let's use the speakers.
That's... No, we can't.
We'll come back. We'll find a way.
Okay, and now you have an opportunity for the final achievement of the game. Because now you have a choice. Sacrifice one of your own, or sacrifice the speaker's soul. Okay? So what you can do is you can put the speaker's soul in this holder here, or one of you can choose to stay. Okay, and that person that stays moves over here, they get the sacrifice condition, and the gate opens. Otherwise, you put the soul of the speaker in there, and it will light this up, and you can again leave. Now, I'm going to sacrifice myself, as all good leaders do. So I'm going to be staying here. And you can drop a save before you do it to get the achievement and then reload it and sacrifice the speaker if you want.
I'll stay.
You don't have to do this.
Go. They're waiting for you.
We'll come back for you. You know that.
I know you'll find a way. Stay in the light.
Okay, and here we go for the final set of cutscenes.
Finally, our heroes emerge from the major gate in the White City. All but one. They are victorious, and thanks to their courage, the Demon Gate is sealed forever. The Pact of the Claw is now useless, but its speaker, back from the dead, has acquired a stature fit for leading the entire Snow Alliance to the future. Near the border of Galavan, rumors say the true king and his family are leading a diplomatic effort to stop the war. Estogarth Sharpmind has kept his word, establishing mandatory lessons of Manacalon history, so that no one forgets the tragedy that was the reign of his ancestors. Violet Goodcheer is now looking to pursue Exonika's experiments on interplanar travel. Maybe someday, a soul can be stolen back from the demon realms? Finally, the Soraks have lost. They will not threaten Solasta again. The Kingdom of Galavan is restored, cleaned of corruption. It's a new era for the Eastern Kingdoms, led by the Principality of Masgarth, now a central power in the region. Solasta remains a vast world of many countries and cultures, and there is little doubt that more dangers will appear and require heroes rising to the occasion.
Okay. So, there are multiple ways that those cutscenes will play out. There at the end, depending upon who you have elected as the speaker, you're going to have that little cutscene for all of the 5 different individuals who are possible to be chosen as the speaker. So you'll get little differences in how it plays out. If you sacrifice, or you didn't sacrifice yourself, you'll see slight differences in that final cutscene. But again, as always, the first time that you complete one of these games, I always do recommend that you read through wait through the credits, and give everybody a silent thank you for doing the hard work needed to put this game together. So once you're done, you're going to get that final save that you have. You can use as an import to import into a custom campaign, if you would like. You can download campaigns here that will allow you to import previous saves and get you from that level 19 to level 20, if you would like. But like I say, there's a lot more that can be done here with new campaigns. We did not do the Lost Valley DLC. That requires you to start from level 1 and start over. we did the Palace of Ice, which was a direct sequel to where we had left off in the Crown of the Magister. So, like I say, there's a lot more here to do, but we are going to be moving on to Solasta 2. And that is the early access is starting on Thursday. So I'll download it Thursday, have a couple of days of prep work and that sort of stuff to do with it, and then next week at this same time here, but it's now going to be 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time, which is GMT minus 5, because we're going to move into Daylight Savings Time on Sunday morning here. So it'll be GMT minus 5, but still 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time here in the US. We will start into the early access playthroughs for Solasta 2. So I'm glad we got to finish this up. It was a really fun campaign to go through. I really enjoyed the campaigns here in the game. I've played through a couple of custom campaigns, and they can be really good. So I was really impressed with what you can do with this game as far as customizations and that sort of stuff. So I hope to see you all here next week as we get into the sequel to this, Solasta 2. Until then, as always, thank you all for being here. I can't thank you enough for all the support that y'all have given the stream and the series here especially, and my channel in general. Thank you very much for my channel members. I don't ever ask for a like or a subscribe or someone to become a member, but I'm deeply grateful when somebody does, so thank you very much for that. I certainly do appreciate it. Because as I always say, without your support, none of this would be possible. This is Commander Jorball saying until next time, fare thee well.